Rutherford Issues with Bryan Barrett on News Radio WGNS, FM 100.5, FM 101.9, AM 1450, online and on your phone at WGNSradio.com.
We're back here on Rutherford Issues, powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. Seriously looking at solar power generation? MTE offers a free consultation with an energy expert and has a complete entire library of educational resources that you can find at mte.com/pro-solar. Well, today is the day we get to head over to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Rutherford County, and today a pretty special show that Michelle Clifford has put together for us, but we always like to begin with Miss Michelle, who kind of will set the stage for us today. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning, Bryan. How are you?
Doing great. Hope the 4th of July was good and, got everything all situated there and had a good 4th of July holiday. And I'm sure that things are going to be it's going to be a busy July before the kiddos go back to school.
It is. It's going to be super busy at the club, but we love summer and it's winding down. We're in the second half of it. Lots to do and lots of fun.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about some of that today. And we actually have a couple, three club members who are going to be talking to us about some various programs that are going on there. You touched on the MTSU broadcast partnership maybe last month or the month before. Kind of refresh our memory what that's about before we talk to Makayla and Jada.
Sure. So we've partnered the past few years with MTSU's Communications College during the summer with our youth and our teens, and they spend time going over there and learning about different aspects of broadcasting. This summer they're doing podcasts, and they're doing like news podcasts is what they've touched on. And it has been a great program. I don't want to spoil too much for Makayla and Jada to talk about, but it's been a really good partnership, and they've got to do a lot of fun, different things with MTSU and other areas to learn all they can about broadcasting. Well,
we're going to talk to Makayla and Jada about that. And Brooks, it's ladies first, so we'll talk to you about fair play here in just a few minutes. But Makayla, first of all, how old are you?
I'm 15.
You're 15. Okay. And so what made this program of interest to you? Why did you want to participate in this?
It just sounded really interesting to learn about broadcasting. And when we got there, they really engaged us in it and explained everything about it, really.
Kind of tell us a little bit about some of the things that you've done.
Well, we planned out our podcast and we went into a room and recorded it, and they critiqued us on it and told us how to make it better.
Who was your partner in this podcast?
Jada.
So the two of you did a podcast together. So what was the name of your podcast, or what was it about?
It was about like news. Was it a news one, I think?
Yes. It was about the MTSU, about everything that was going on around MTSU campus and everything.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. Jada, tell me, since you worked with Jada with that, so kind of tell me a little bit more about the podcast, and was it fun?
Yeah, it was really, really fun. I was really interested in going and learning about the broadcasting there because I had never really considered that to be like a full time job. And so they kind of showed it to me like that you can actually do really good in this job, and it's not all just like recording and stuff like that. So it is a really cool job, and I was really interested to learn about it. The podcast project was really fun.
Well, cool. How long did the two of you work together on that?
A week.
About a week, yeah.
About a week, okay. And I'm sure you found out that, the recording is only part of what goes into it. You have to do your research and that kind of thing, figure out what you want to say, and then the technology behind recording it, all of that. So I'm sure what did you learn that you didn't think was part of putting a podcast together?
Well, I definitely learned that you have to fact check all of your information because they will call you out. They definitely will. If you say something in the slightest bits of wrong, they will definitely call you out and let you know that's not correct.
So was there something that you did in your podcast that they said, man, that's not this, it should be this?
We might have been talking about month days or something, and I think I said there were 30 and there were 31 days, and they were like, no, there's definitely 31 days. So
wow. That was a good catch there. So, Michelle, how many people have been involved in this broadcast partnership with MTSU?
We have 10 of our members involved in this partnership.
Oh, cool. And was this just, like a certain time frame, or has this been a summer type thing, or what?
It's a summer program that they do. I think this is our third year of partnering with MTSU on this program, and it's just a summertime thing with our teams.
Oh, awesome. So, Jada, is this something that you think might be of interest to you, or are you just kind of exploring, or kind of give me your thoughts on if this is a field you might be interested in?
Well, I've always had a love for animals, so I know I've always wanted to be a veterinarian when I grow up, but seeing how fun that broadcasting and being on camera can be, it is definitely something I'm more open to learning more about.
Mm-hmm. So. Well, maybe it's maybe you're the next Steve Irwin, who Steve Irwin was, you could do podcast about animals. You just never know, video and stuff. Makayla, what about this for you? Is this something that you might explore as a possible career path, or do you have your sights set on something else maybe?
I have my sights set on something else, but it was definitely awesome to learn about all the different things that go to it.
Yeah. Anymore, just in every walk of life, with every job, there are many organizations, whether it be animal care, for instance. I know a veterinarian friend of mine, he and his wife own a practice here in town. They have their own podcast studio and they do their own podcast about their business. So, it's definitely a skill that I think is becoming more mainstream. And, Michelle, this also offers the MTSU students a chance to, get out there and kind of give back a little bit too. I'm sure that was fun for them.
It was fun. They have really poured into this program for our teens. I appreciate it. They even set up for our teens this year to go to News Channel 5 and do a trip there and see what like a news station looks like and what they did. I'm sure Jada and Makayla can talk about green screens and all the fun things that they did. I see them smirking.
Yeah. Well, that sounds fun. So we talked about just the podcast part, but anything else? We'll start with you, Makayla, and then Jada, you can chime in after her. Some of the really fun or cool things that you learned during this partnership time with MTSU. Maybe that trip to News Channel 5, for instance. What was something cool there?
We actually got to meet Leland, the weatherman from News Channel 5. Mm-hmm. He was very nice. And they let us stand on the green screen, and we got to watch them film live the channel. It was very cool.
So you got to see a live broadcast. One of the things that I find it pretty amazing is their cameras are robots. I mean, their cameras, they don't have cameramen, so they just kind of scoot around the floor. It's a pretty cool thing to see. What about you, Jada?
It was really interesting. I wasn't able to make it to News Channel 5, but there was kind of the same setup at MTSU, and it was really interesting to see how they used all of the advanced technology to their advantage and how they projected the weather on the screens and everything. And we actually got to see one of the green screens that Beyonce standing on, so it was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. So is this completed for the summer, Michelle, or is this still going on throughout the summer?
It's done for the summer, that program. It last week ended the program for the summer, but we look forward to next summer.
All right.
With them.
And Makayla, you and Jada can be, like a spokesperson to get other people there within the club, other teens maybe involved in that, because whether this is a field that you're going to go into or not, it's definitely something that you can use. Maybe you're your own business owner and, you're going to be the number one person to promote your own business or what it is. So whatever your passion is. So you can learn lots of great skills with that. Anything else that I didn't touch on with you two that you wanted to share before we kind of talk to Brooks here?
I think that pretty much completes all of it. I would like to say thank you to MTSU for giving us the opportunity to come and explore that side of the world and the job. So that was really cool, but I'm pretty sure that's about everything.
All right. Well, very good. We're talking with our friends from the Boys and Girls Clubs of Rutherford County. Makayla and Jada have been talking about the partnership with MTSU and doing some podcast, and that is a very cool thing. And you were telling me also, Michelle, that both Jada and Makayla are going to be speaking at Steak and Burger coming up.
They are. They're going to continue their broadcasting that they've learned, and they are going to be speaking at our Steak and Burger on July 16th in front of our crowd. They're going to be great, as you can tell right now. They are going to be wonderful, wonderful. So if y'all want to come see them, come on out to Steak and Burger. We only have 4 tables left. That's it.
Wow, 4 tables. Jeff Foxworthy is going to be there, and come with you expecting your side to be splitting by the time it's over with.
That's right. It's going to be a good time.
And that's at MTSU again?
It is. It's at MTSU.
And
on July 16th.
July 16th.
If you're interested in sponsorships, a table, they can call the club 890-2582, or they can visit our website, bgcrc.net, and it has all of our sponsorship and event information on there as well.
Only 11 days from today. So, I mean, it's here. It's coming up quick.
It is coming up quick.
That's awesome. So Brooks has been patiently waiting here. And Michelle, kind of tell us a little bit about what he's going to be talking about with us today.
So one of the big things at the Boys and Girls Club that we focus on is fair play, whether that's, in your group with your friends or whether you're playing sports outside of the club, just fair play. It's in our club code. It's just something that we really stress at the club. And so Brooks when I asked him what he wanted to talk about, he said he wanted to talk about fair play. Well,
awesome. Brooks, good to have you here on the show today. Brooks, how old are you?
I'm 11.
You're 11. All right. So, do you play sports?
Yes, I play basketball, and I used to play archery.
Okay. Basketball and archery. Archery, I've heard, is a lot of fun. Did you have fun with that?
Yes, but I just kind of lost interest.
Well, that happens as you're exploring, but how long have you played basketball?
About 4 years.
Okay. So, have you played on teams there at the club and things like that?
No, I haven't.
So you're just playing games, playing a game of hoops, there when you've got your homework done in the afternoons and stuff then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so what does fair play mean to you then?
Well, fair play is really important for the Boys and Girls Club because you get to share stuff and it doesn't cause arguments or fighting or something like that. And everybody has a fair access to equipment, and don't cheat in any of the games we play because we play a lot.
Makes sense. And you're learning a lot of that when you're playing with your friends, because sometimes, if you're competitive, you want to do the best you can. And sometimes things happen in sports, maybe somebody, hits your arm when they're trying to block your shot or something like that. So, but knowing how to work together with that person so it doesn't get out of hand, so it's not an argument, so there's not a disagreement. That's kind of what you're talking about there too, huh?
Handle your anger and don't fight.
Have you had some instance of that where you said, hey guys, this is part of our club conduct here, fair play? Have you run into a situation like that maybe you could talk about?
There's been a fight before, and I try to calm them down and stuff because they'll get mad when we're playing basketball or football or something like that.
Yeah.
I just tell them to remember, chill down, guys, fair play, remember?
Sure. And it's cool to see them kind of resolve things on their own. That's a part of growing up, isn't it?
Yeah. That's why the Boys and Girls Club helps us with fair play and other things.
So now, Brooks, how long have you been a club member?
This is my 5th year.
Wow. 5th year.
But sadly, this is my last day here.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, I know that
Brooks has a big summer coming up. He's going to the beach and to another camp and something else. I think the rest of his summer is pretty booked after today.
Gotcha. So are you only there, Brooks, in the summer, or do you come during the school year?
So I didn't come here in my 5th grade year because I rode the bus, but in my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade year, I came. And that summer going into 5th grade.
Okay. Well, I know you've had a lot of fun at the Boys and Girls Club. Maybe since you are going to be going on and doing other things this summer, what has being a part of the Boys and Girls Club meant to you? What kind of fun have you had? Maybe just talk about your experience.
I've met a lot of friends. I've had really good times there. The counselors and the kids are very nice. And we have good food, and they take care of us.
Well, that's all very important. You probably have made friends that don't go to your school or live in your neighborhood. So you've made friends that you wouldn't have made otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool. So, Brooks, anything else you want to share about Fair Play or about your time at the Boys and Girls Club before we wrap up?
No, I think that's good. Okay.
Well, I appreciate you sharing with us today on that. And Michelle, it's always good. I love the summertime when we get to do this because we get to catch up with some of the young people there at the club and share. Yeah, everything is individual. They have individual experiences, but that's what the Boys and Girls Club is all about for the hundreds of youth in Murfreesboro and Smyrna who get to participate in the programs. And for those who support the Boys and Girls Club, I'm sure maybe it's good for them to hear what some of the club members have to say always.
Absolutely. We appreciate you, Bryan, and the time we get to spend with you. Thank you.
Well, that's awesome. Michelle, appreciate it. Thank you so much. And that's going to do it here for the show today. Want to thank our guest, Makayla and Jada, talking about the MTSU broadcast partnership that they just wrapped up. Also, Brooks for sharing about Fair Play and the time that he has spent there at the Boys and Girls Club. And thank you for joining us for the show. We'll be back here next time for another edition of Rutherford Issues.